We see also how Shardama transformed the lives of the robber couple because her mere presence, her powerful presence, transformed them. Mother used to chant God's name with every breath. And after meeting the mother, the robbers became devotees and gradually stopped their wrong habits. The master too, because of his in-master was nothing but God. God and God alone dwelt in the master, and master transformed the lives of many devotees, including Girish Chandra Ghosh, Kalipada Ghosh, and others. All of them could not continue their wrong habits after being in the presence of master. God's divine name makes the impossible possible, and we become transformed from human to divine. We should not allow challenges to get the better of us. Have deep faith that God is always with us and will guide us forward. Many characters in the Ramayana found great comfort and strength just by repeating Rama Nam. The name Rama means one who gives us the ultimate reality or pure consciousness, which is Brahman itself. It is so interesting to see how the name Rama came about. Ra is from Narayana, Ra, and Ma is from Namah Shivaya. So Ra and Ma make up Narayana and Namah Shivaya. So this represents Brahman itself. Many of us are familiar with the story of Shabari Bai, who waited for Sri Ram to come to her little hut. For years she cleaned the pathway and prepared for Sri Ram's arrival. Shabari Bai was overjoyed when finally one day Sri Ram came to her humble abode. She fed him with all the berries that she had collected, and she herself tasted it to ensure that she was not giving the Lord a sour or a bitter fruit. And she was completely blessed when her Atman merged in that of Sri Ram. This is another very, very interesting story. Swami Shiveshanandaji Maharaj was also known as Dwaraka Maharaj. He lived until 1975 and had spent most of his monastic life at Belur Math in Kolkata. His loving nature endeared him to the younger monks and the devotees at Belur Math. Many young men, particularly the students from the residential degree college near Belur Math, nicknamed Maharaj Galpa Maharaj, meaning the storyteller Maharaj. He was an excellent storyteller and loved to relate stories from our scriptures. One of his favorite stories, which he was never tired of relating over and over again, was a unique version of the story of Shabari Bai. He would begin by saying, "Now I will tell you a new story of Shabari Bai. But do you know who this Shabari was? It was I. Yes, indeed, I was the Shabari Bai when I joined Belur Math as a Brahmachari. By that time, I had been initiated by Mahapurush Maharaj, that is, Swami Shivanandaji Mahapurush Maharaj, the direct disciple of our master, who lived upstairs in the monastery building, says Maharaj. The manager Maharaj of the monastery told me, look at the mango and jackfruit trees in the front yard of the monastery. The yard is constantly littered with dry leaves falling from them. It will be your duty to keep the yard free of dry leaves. When Revered Mahapurush Maharaj comes out of the monastery building, he must not see the courtyard littered with dry leaves." I was happy to get that assignment and tried to keep the yard meticulously clean. As soon as I would hear the sound of a single leaf dropping to the ground, I would immediately run and pick it up. I would spend the entire day picking up leaves because I was not sure when my Guruji would come out into the courtyard. Thus, I became like Shabaribai. With all the eagerness of my heart, I would wait to hear my Guruji's footsteps in the yard that I had been trying to keep so meticulously clean. After saying this much, Dwaraka Maharaj would look at the listeners, pause for a moment, and then say, "Do you know one more thing? While I was busy keeping the yard clean, I didn't realize that, along with that, I also was keeping clean something else. And what was that? My mind." Our scriptures say that through dedicated service to God, a person acquires a pure mind. This mind enables the devotee to eventually experience God. Our scriptures also say that the Guru and God are one and the same. So you see, picking up leaves from the yard actually became my sadhana, my spiritual practice. So we learn now what an excellent example of how we too can do our daily chores as our sadhana and offer it to God. In this way, we can offer all our actions to God and make the teachings of the Ramayana practical. Whenever possible, just repeat God's name and feel peace within. This helps us to keep our minds pure and progress Godward. Today, people say, "I pray to God every day, and yet I am experiencing so many difficulties." We learn from Mother Sita, Hanumanji, Vibhishan, and others that irrespective of our challenges, we can never forsake repeating our mantra, loving God, and having faith in Him. If everything was straightforward and easy and we had no challenges, we will not grow or progress. We will be dull and remain stagnant without knowing the strength of our minds. Challenges test our faith in God and help us awaken our innate divinity. Our Master says, one should constantly hear the name of Sri Ram and the stories of the Ramayana. Then the mind will be absorbed in God. Just by chanting the name of Sri Ram, Vibhishanji, also the brother of Ravana, was able to live in the land of the Rakshasas without being tainted. He lived like a lotus flower, which has its roots in the muddy waters, but its beautiful flower is high above the water and is not tainted. Vibhishanji was righteous and venerable. Although he lived among the Rakshasas, yet his character was spotless. He was not influenced by their wrong habits and took refuge in repeating the name of Sri Ram. When Hanumanji came to Lanka in search of Mother Sita, he was overjoyed to notice a mansion with paintings of Sri Ram's weapons and clusters of young tulsi plants in the garden. Hanumanji finally met Vibhishan, who told him that Mother Sita was hidden in the Ashoka grove. Vibhishan often warned Ravana that this unrighteous action of his will destroy him and Lanka. But Ravana did not pay heed to his wise words. We must be sensible and listen to the good advice of those that care for us. Ravana was proud and stubborn. What is for the greater good of all is always advisable and the right thing to do. By being selfish, we can cause harm to ourselves and to others. Ravana's pride, greed, and arrogance destroyed him and Lanka. One person's wrong actions make so many people suffer. By following dharma, that includes truthfulness, righteousness, being kind, being forgiving, by following that path, families, communities, and nations are safe and happy. Ravana eventually humiliated Vibhishan and threw him out of Lanka. Vibhishanji went straight to Sri Ram and found ultimate peace. Sita Ma and Hanumanji also teach us many valuable lessons. Tulsidas Ji says in Ramayana, when Hanumanji saw Mother Sita sitting in the Ashoka Vatika, in the Ashoka Grove, she had her eyes fixed on her own feet, while her mind was absorbed in the thought of Sri Ram's feet. Sita Ma's patience and power of endurance are really superhuman. The power of her purity, faith, and devotion not only saved her, but destroyed Ravana and his kingdom. Mother Sita emerged victorious because of her implicit faith in Sri Ram and by keeping her mind fixed on him alone. Difficulty is the true test of our character. When Ravana approached Mother Sita, she held a blade of grass before her as a shield, and Ravana could not harm her. Mother Sita had great strength of mind. Her power of purity saved her from the temptations of Ravana's talents and the abundant luxury that he offered to her. While living extravagantly, people forget that this joy is not eternal. It is fleeting, here today and gone tomorrow. One who can control one's mind and senses is happy and content forever, because when we give our hearts to God, God is eternal and is there forever. So naturally, our hearts and minds are happy and content for a longer time, or we can say forever. Our real time, the Shanta says, these earthly ties are transitory. Today they seem to be the be-all and end-all of life, and tomorrow they vanish. Your real tie is with God. It is always good to sacrifice our little pleasures for a greater cause. Those who practice it become immortal because their minds are on that which is immortal. Hanumanji faced many obstacles while doing the work of Sri Ram, yet he never doubted Sri Ram or himself. He did not say, Lord, I am doing your work. Why are you placing so many challenges before me and making my life so difficult? Life is a mixture of the pairs of opposites, and we have to learn to cope with varying circumstances. When we take refuge in God, He definitely helps us to overcome all our difficulties, and many of us have experienced that. Many challenges come our way, but we continue to chant our mantra, keep our heart and mind at the feet of Master, and we are not sure even how we overcome our difficulties. Hanumanji constantly repeated Sri Ram's name and successfully accomplished all of Sri Ram's work. When Indrajit, Ravana's son, sent a deadly weapon to destroy Lakshman, Lakshman fell unconscious. Hanumanji came to their rescue. Uttering Jai Shri Ram, he carried the entire house of the physician. As soon as he heard who the physician was, he carried his house and brought him to the scene, to the battle scene, just to save Lakshman's life. Then Hanumanji went to the Himalayas to bring the Sanjeevani herbs as requested by the physician. So we see how the name of God is so powerful. Hanumanji was prepared to give up his life to accomplish Sri Ram's work, and in that process he himself has become immortal. The Ramayana teaches us that righteousness always triumphs, and God is happy when we follow the path of dharma. He always protects those who follow the path of truth and are devoted to Him. Many characters in the Ramayana portray unique love, and through them we learn how to love God. Their magnificent lives are beacon lights that guide us on our spiritual journey. They help us to be resilient and to navigate through the storms of our lives courageously. By recalling these incidents, we too feel empowered and know that we are not alone. Swami Vivekananda encourages us to find absolute truth and God within our hearts when Swamiji says, the greatest thing is meditation. It is the nearest approach to spiritual life, the mind meditating. It is the one moment in our daily lives that we are not at all material. The soul thinking of itself, free from all matter. This marvelous touch of the soul, and the soul is nothing but God Himself. Swamiji further explains, if you go to a temple every day, but remain as you are, petty and selfish in morals and manners, then that is not religion at all. You have to become a center of values like love, compassion, and a spirit of service. That is the sign of spiritual growth. Religion is the manifestation of the divinity already in man. In the Padma Purana, Lord Shiva tells Mother Parvati, one attains the divine truth by chanting all the Vedas and mantras, yet this can also be achieved just by chanting the holy name of Sri Ram. Let us take refuge in chanting God's sweet name regularly, and we are sure to feel His blessings. Whatever name we chant is good for us. Never stop chanting, never forget to think about God every day. May Sri Ram and our Master bless us eternally. Om Shri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu.